Spiritual Living Leesburg. So our theme for 2024 is a grand rising. And our theme for the month of June is well, I have something written down that's different. Let me go to my little book. Thank goodness. It is Holy Boldness. Our title of our talk today is Higher Heights, and it will be given by our wonderful spiritual director and Reverend Charlene Banks. We are so glad that you joined us today. Please feel free to add any comments or prayer concerns or celebrations that you would like us to include later in our service, and you can just drop those into the chat, and we will include those later in our service when we do our spiritual mind treatment, which is a form of affirmative prayer. And if you're familiar with it, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar with affirmative prayer, you're in for a treat. So we'll include anything that you add to the chat later on in our service. So for now, we invite you to sit back, get comfortable. You made it. Take that to-do list and put it off to the side for now, and just relax while we do our opening official kicking things off video. Please join us as we create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And the fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be of service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. Let us close our eyes as we bless this sacred space and our time together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here bless everyone abundantly. And so it is. And so it is. And now is the time for our patience. So I'm going to cue up our music. I invite you just to sit back, get comfortable. Remember that to-do list that I mentioned earlier? Did you set it aside? I hope you did. If you haven't, just set it aside. Relax, sink into your chair a little deeper, get comfortable. And let's begin by taking in a few deep breaths. So inhale, hold, and exhale. Let's do that again. It always feels so good. Inhale. And hold. And release. Always feels so good. And sometimes when you inhale, I know folks like to picture breathing in good things and releasing anything that you're carrying that might be a little toxic, maybe some stress, tension. And you can continue to do your deep breathing while I guide us through this meditation. So today I picked the I am meditation, and you're going to hear me introduce some key words and phrases. And if you want, you can repeat after me, or just take in those words and really think about images that come along as you think about those words. We know that words are so powerful. So here we are, ready to begin the I am meditation. I am abundant. Think of all the abundance that's in your life. Think of the many, many, many blessings that you have. Think of the things that are plentiful, that are positively plentiful, that are in your life. I was reflecting this week with the heat that we've been having, what a joy it is to have central air. So the abundance of cool air in my house is something that's on my mind. But you're welcome to think about that or think about something else. Where is there abundance? It's there. I am abundant. And our next phrase, I love this one so much. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. And I am full of love for others. In our opening video, we talked about the law of circulation, right? As we give, so shall we receive. And think of all the ways that you give love and you receive love. Just like our breath, right? We give and we take. We inhale. We exhale. We give love to others. And it comes right back to us. We receive love. Our next phrase. I am a powerful force for good in this world. I am a powerful force for good in this world. I have the power to make things different. I have the power, the ability to give someone a smile or a hug when they really need it. I can send good, positive thoughts out to anyone. We know that we're all connected. People that I know, people that I don't know, people on the other side of the world who might be experiencing something that is so difficult, I can send them love. I am a powerful force for good in this world. The next one. Think about just your body, your being. I am beautiful and perfect and whole, and I radiate positive light out into the world. It starts inside of me and like ripples in a pond, just goes out and out and out. I am beautiful, I am whole, and I am perfect just as I am. I am releasing old behaviors which no longer serve me. I am releasing old behaviors which no longer serve me. I don't have to carry those around anymore. Imagine just taking those old habits, those things that you want to release, and they're like a backpack you've been carrying around and it's heavy. You can just set that down, walk away. I am releasing old behaviors. They no longer serve me. And as we watch that sunset, just one more time. I am powerful. I am a powerful force for good in this world. And that is the I am meditation. Slowly wiggle your toes, shake your shoulders, roll your neck around maybe a bit, and come back and join us because now we have music from Leah.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. And thank you so much, Tamara, for redirecting the song for this morning. I was going to sing something different, but this feels like an appropriate continuation of the I Am meditation. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I'm sure many of you know this is a song by India Arie, and if you feel like singing along, please do. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that have caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I've left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I'm not my race. My soul inside is all light. Let's sing that refrain together one more time. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light.
Wonderful. That was so great. I'm just singing, I'm light. I am light. You know, you two, Tamara and Leah, you just set it up so it's just so easy to just talk. You've laid the groundwork, my friends. Thank you so much for your spirit. So these two words, the most important words that you will ever speak in your life, I am. I am. This is the power that we come from when we own who it is that we are meant to be. I am light. I am love. And all of the affirmations that Tamara brought us through, woo, if we really felt that, if we really just sat and held each and every one of those affirmations, what would we be able to do in this world? Unfortunately, sometimes we use the I am in a way that's not serving us. And we say things like, I'm an idiot. And we know that we're not, but there's a part of us that when we make mistakes, we use that phrase, that word, that sentence, I am. And then we put something behind it that does not speak to our highest self. So, what we're talking about right now today, the topic is higher heights. How can we go from where we are to our next greatest yet to be? How can we step higher? And we know it all starts within. It all comes from within, because we believe in the science of mind that the universal presence is within us. It is unlimited in all of its source and all of its supply. That means abundance. And Tamara was talking just now about how her feeling of abundance is definitely there when that air conditioner blows all that cool air, especially these days. So that sense of abundance and plenty just overflowing. And so, what is our part to experience this and to manifest this and to notice it and thank God for it every time it shows up in our lives? Because that's how the universe keeps giving, gives us what we're interested in. And what we are interested in, if we could just keep our minds on what the positive, higher vision of I am, keep it there, and that's awesome. It's hard. I get it. I know it's tough to keep our minds on our highest, but just take for a moment and just imagine. Imagine. In fact, here's a quote from Richie Norton and The Power of Starting Something Stupid, my favorite title in the world. He says, imagine what your life would be like if you were completely uninhibited by fear, pride, or procrastination, my favorite chestnut. What would you be capable of? Anything. If you were completely uninhibited by fear, pride, or procrastination. So again, that's Richie Norton. He wrote a book called The Power of Starting Something Stupid. And I love this book. I love the title. I'm reading it on my Kindle, and he's speaking what we teach here at Science of Mind. He's teaching what we know and what we believe to be true is that we are sitting in the midst of plenty. And when we take our minds and we focus on lack, we will get more lack. In a field of plenty, we will be experiencing lack. How does that even work? Ernest Holmes nailed it. He said, this is the power that we've been given as human beings on this planet Earth. We're living in the image and likeness of the divine, and it only says yes. It is infinite. It is goodness. It shows up as life, as law, as reason, and those things are expressing through us as us. But with our freedom comes our ability to choose what we're going to focus on. We choose what we're going to focus on. How do we choose that? We pay attention. We do. We pay attention to certain things, and those things will grow. What we focus on will grow. And what we don't focus on, it doesn't necessarily go away entirely, but it doesn't have as much power. If you put your attention on what it is you want to experience, you're going to get more of that. So I have just a quick story that I'm sure you guys have heard in some way or another. This story kind of brings it home. One day, a stranger walked in, picked up some bread and milk, and made his way to the cash register. New to town? The clerk asked. Yep, just moved here with my family, the stranger replied. Well then, let me disperse to welcome you, the clerk offered, extending his hand. Thanks, said the stranger as he shook it. Say, what are the people like in this town? Well, what were they like in the town you just left? The clerk asked. Oh, they were fantastic, the stranger replied. Friendly, upbeat, and generous. I don't know why I'm making him have a southern accent, but here, let's go. Friendly, upbeat, and generous. We hated to leave. And the clerk, I know what you mean, the clerk nodded. I think that's pretty much what you'll find here too. A few days later, another stranger walked into the convenience store. Like the first, he picked up a few staples and headed to the cash register. The same clerk asked, New to town? Yes, said the stranger. Just arrived. Following the same track, the clerk smiled and extended his hand. Let me be the first to welcome you. The stranger took his hand reluctantly, frowned, and quickly looked down. So, what are the people like in this town? Well, what were they like in the town you lived in last? The clerk queried. Not great, he stammered. They were cold, aloof, selfish. We were glad to get out of there. He looked up at the clerk. The clerk said, I know what you mean. I'm afraid that's probably what you'll find here too. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. So it turns out if we bring a certain set of energy, consciousness, ideas, affections, and attention to a situation, guess what we're going to find? We're going to find matching energy. The universe always says yes. It always says yes. And so when we show up with that energy of, and you're going to get back, I feel like it's because those people who have that brighter attitude, they're like, gotta go, gotta go. Or sometimes they don't even see us. Like, depending on the energy that you bring into a room, your consciousness of who's in the room will shift to reflect how you're feeling. It's crazy. It's like a kaleidoscope or one of those collages that you only from a certain angle can you see a certain thing. Our energy acts like a magnet. And so what it really sounds like, if we could get the I am energy and sit with that consciousness of being divine, then maybe we'll find what we're looking for. So in our teaching, and it's funny, I just had a conversation yesterday, and the question was, Charlene, I'm speaking to someone about what science of mind believes versus what traditional beliefs are. And do we believe that all roads lead to heaven? And I thought, oh, okay. All roads lead to heaven. I think that phrase is like a mixing of metaphors. So what science of mind teaches is not that all roads lead to heaven. It sounds right. I mean, if you think about it, well, because aren't we just like we accept everybody? Everything's fine. Sure, but uh, I want to say the underlying dogma. Can I say the word dogma? It implies heaven is a place that is somewhere in our future after we're dead. It's some reward that we receive because we said all the things right, depending on the teaching. You did the Beatitudes, or no, was it the rose? What's that thing called? The rose? Right, rosary. Thank you, Tamara. I read your lips. I was like, that's not the rosemary. Not, all right, the rosary, or no, is it not that? Did you kneel in a certain way and say it back and forth? Did you take communion? Now, I'm not putting down those other things, but the idea of the ritual around do these things now, and when you die, there will be a heaven that you're allowed to go to. But the key to make all that work, here's the key. I don't have any problem with somebody thinking, okay, great, I'm going to do these things and I'm going to go to heaven. My trouble is when you say, and all of y'all aren't coming with me. That's my trouble. It's when we define on a human level a set of human made up. I know it's from a good place, and it's probably interpreted some words from some holy book. I'm sure that's true. But it just comes down to, well, you're not in the club. And if you're not in the club, then you don't get to go to the nice place. And so that's where our teaching differs. We teach there is no such thing as wait to get to heaven, because Jesus himself said the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's at hand and it's within. It's within us. And you know what? How I know that heaven can be found within our connection with the divine. It can be found right here, right now. We don't have to wait. That's also true about hell. That could be found right here, right now. You don't have to wait. refer back to the story of the person coming into the clerk, to the convenience store, going up to the clerk. What kind of town is this? There was heaven for the first guy and hell for the second guy. Neither of them had to die to experience it. There is a ever-presentness in the divine. The divine is all present right now. The kingdom of heaven, love, peace, all abundance, all of the things we've come to know to be aspects of universal spirit are present right now. We do not have to wait. Right here, right now. And if you pull up, let's see, from Science of Mind textbook, because Ernest Holmes was interesting. He's a Christian, right? He very biblical, loves Jesus, quotes the Bible, and doesn't really tell us where the phrases come from because we all memorize the Bible, right? He's that much into the Bible, but then went around the world and studied all the different religions, and where you get the idea of all paths lead to heaven. No. It's all religions have the intention, a similar intention of bringing human in contact with the divine. All religions are meant to lead to God, to divine oneness. Now, how they do it, that's where the fight is. That's where a lot of the strife comes from. How we go about our organized path to get there, that's where all the infighting occurs. So yeah, there's a quote from Ernest Holmes, looking for it now. Can you hear the dog slurping water? No, I hope you can. Okay, she is just like going for it. Okay. The kingdom of heaven is at hand now. No, I did not highlight it. It's in there from Ernest Holmes. And so it's all about the nowness of life. So here's one: metaphysical or spiritual mind healing. This is what Ernest Holmes wrote in Help for Today. Metaphysical or spiritual mind healing. I don't know which one of those you like. Some people run at the term metaphysical. Other people run at the term spiritual mind healing. But pick your choice there. It is based on the assumption that we live in a spiritual universe now, that we are spiritual beings now, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand now, that spiritual humankind is perfect now, that the mind of God and the energy of the universe are available now, not you got to wait till you're dead. And I love how he said the spiritual humankind is perfect. Spiritual humankind, because actual humankind, those people, they're not perfect right now, right? But there's spirit behind it. We get to be perfectly imperfect in our humanness, but guess what's behind it? It's the perfect idea. God's perfect idea of us is the blueprint from which we spring. And do we stumble? Do we trip? Do we mess it up? Yes, but that's just part of being in a meat suit, walking around, right? We're inside these bones and we're moving through. So the necessary materialization of our beingness, the necessary from spirit into human body we come, that comes with it a little like roadblocks and things to stumble over. That's part of it. And I feel like we chose that. So we get to sludge around in the slow 3D motion of this world to probably serve one another and to become more compassionate to one another. This is probably why we incarnated, because I know a couple things. One thing that I know is that I've been given a divine spark, something that interests me and gets me all excited, something toward which I'm attracted. And I know for sure that it's different than what gets you going. I know for sure. And each one of us has some sort of, like I said, perfect blueprint from which we sprung. And then we get these opportunities that come in front of us, these ideas that come in front of us, these little sparks of interest that come in front. And then our question is, what you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? Are you gonna sit back and watch it and wait? Because like Leah sung, oh, I'm not the right, well, she says, I am the right race, I'm the right everything, I am. But the behind that, it was, don't make excuses. It's never, well, I would do it, the thing that's my heart desire, but I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm too tall, I'm too short. It's not the right time. I'll wait till the kids are grown. Okay, spoiler alert, when the kids are grown, they still are there. They're still with you. They still need the care and the love. It's not like you're done. You got kids, you're never done. What are we waiting for? And then life will pass us by in an instant. It'll be gone. What have you done? And it's not really doing. You have to accumulate. You have to get a lot of things, cars, boats, planes. I don't know what people are interested in materially, but I'm here to tell you that even the people that have that material wealth might not feel abundant. They might not have the consciousness of, I have enough. A lot of times they don't think they're rich enough. They're comparing themselves to some richer person, and it's just a ladder of going up the wall of oblivion. Everybody on a higher rung, everybody wanting to be the next level up. But if we switch our ideas and take that spiritual energy and climbing higher on a spiritual ladder of self, I want to say realization, then now we're looking at a ladder not leaned against the wall of oblivion, but one that's leaned against a wall of higher selfness. That's what we're climbing. And then we're looking where we are, and we're looking around and following our spiritual guidance, whatever sparks our soul, we level up a little bit. Now, what does leveling up look like? I don't know what it looks like for everybody, but I'll give you the sort of the aspects that, how do you know? Because everybody's leveling up is going to look different. Necessarily, it's going to look different. Not everybody wants the same thing, but just think to yourself, a couple of years ago, let's go back 2 years. What was your biggest fear? Or if you're not scared of anything, what was the thing that made you the most disgusted? For me, it would have to be, remember the snake I saw recently? This is how I know I've grown. So I don't know for you, I'll give you a second. Is it a negative attitude? Is it fear of poverty or disdain of people who are late? I don't know what it might be. What really got your goat 2 years ago, or made you disgusted or fear, or made you afraid? Now, how do you feel today about that thing? Are you as reactive, or are you a little more responsive? Are you freaked out immediately, or are you a little more curious? This is how you know that your spiritual practices are working. They're moving you along your own spiritual path, and think of it as a ladder. You're climbing up your own consciousness. You're becoming more and more your true self. Oh, let's switch it around. About 1.5 years ago, I gave a talk about why don't you get started now? Did you get started on something? Did you get started? A lot of us said, oh yeah, you're right. I do have a novel in me. I'm going to get started. I do have some music in me. I'm going to start doing that. If you have started, then yay. But if you haven't started, it's not too late. It's not too late. It's never too late, because we're here right now. When we're able to breathe breath in and out, that means that the universe still needs us to do the thing that's inspiring us, the thing that probably is a little bit scary. Because listen, we are all really free to do, we're free in our souls to choose which way we want to go. Even if, and I know last week I talked about Nelson Mandela, whose body was not free, but was able to change his energy in that jail cell, and he was able to lead a movement from prison because his body might not have been free, but he definitely had control of his energy, his mind, his aspiration, and his soul. And Viktor Frankl, my other favorite, this is a survivor of Auschwitz, I believe. He said, everything can be taken away from a man, but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given situation, any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. I remember reading his book, Man's Search for Meaning, and it was so bad in these concentration camps. And there were guards that were mean, and it's just really bad. And what kept him going was thinking of his wife and his family, and then in each moment, looking to be of service, looking to help. He would share his little one crusty bread with someone else who needed it more. He just saw every moment as some way to serve. And he said that's the only thing that kept him going. If he had folded into himself and been self-absorbed, he would have perished. There's no way that he was thinking there's no way the psyche can survive that. But when we feel we're called to help someone else, somehow we get a renewed sense of energy, a renewed sense of purpose, because we're here for someone else. We're trying to serve. And so it's interesting, the last thing I'll tell you about with the person who wrote the book, or just the one starting something stupid, dude, he said, what makes the difference? Now, every time you look at something in front of you, from your smartphone to your car, which started with the Model T, which is the first one to be made in mass production, everyone looked at the first iteration, the first idea of that, and said, that's stupid. That is stupid. And then they came around from people doing paper, and in the book, there's a bunch of examples, but the person who came up with electronic boarding passes, oh, that's stupid. That's never going to take off. Now that's all we use. To anything that has been created started out as stupid, out there, crazy. We need crazy. We need crazy. In fact, some people say, I know at Apple, the co-founder said, well, if you're a genius, please don't apply. We don't need geniuses. We need people who are a little bit crazy, a little bit wild. That's what we want. So in this book, he says the difference between everybody who has done something to move humanity forward, they got to have one thing in common. They started. So he's got an acronym. START stands for serve, and then give thanks, although I would put this probably at the end, but serve, thank, and then the A. Oh, I knew I would do this. I forgot what the A stood for. Oh, ask. That's what it is. Ask, receive, and trust. Now, for me, I'd switch it because it sounds like an affirmative prayer. Serve. Now, serve means you're doing it not just for you. Whatever your idea is for other people. You're helping. You're trying to help. And then the T, I would put the trust next. And then I would ask, allow myself to receive it, and then I would give thanks. So it's still start. Get started. What is it that's sitting on your heart right now? Are you saying, oh, it's not the right time. I don't have enough money. I'm not short enough, tall enough, black enough, white enough, rich enough, poor enough. You know the things, not enough. Stop it. How do we get started and how we get started today? So the final thing to say about all this is that we have a spiritual community for a reason. We're here to support each other, to lift each other up, to share in our joys, and to organize in ways that serve others. Service seems to be the continual line that runs through all of these spiritual teachings I've been reading. It's never about what you can get so you could have. No, it's what we can give so we can be in the overflow of abundance with that reciprocity, the giving and the receiving, like Tamara took us through in the meditation. Looks like an infinity symbol because we're giving and we're receiving because we're in the flow of divine purpose. And with that, we will be given a lot more air under our wings and we'll be able to do things we never thought were possible, but we must start. All right, let's go into prayer and let me check the chat to see if there are any requests. All right, just knowing that there is only one divine presence that is here right now. We do not have to wait. We do not have to earn it. It is our divine nature to be held in the divine arms of Mother, Father, God. In the arms of the divine, where all things live and have their being, I am. And since I am in the arms of the divine, therefore, I too have access to that overflow of love, joy, abundance, peace, well-being, health, and wholeness. That all of these things are given to us freely if we so choose to turn to this source. And it is always available to us. We don't have to do anything to earn it. It is already ours by birthright. So in this energy of already having and already knowing, I speak my word of health for Mike. For Mike, right here, right now, where Mike is, there are energies, attitudes, and support flowing toward him to assist in his higher purpose, whatever that may be. And the wholeness therein is showing itself more and more each day, that there is support and love surrounding Mike. And I know for Paul, I know it's his birthday today, and Evie's birthday today too, that may this be the day that amplifies the love that has always been around Paul, always been around Evie, that the family and friends and joyful celebration just amplify the gratitude that they have for these beautiful souls being in their lives. And I know that everyone within the sound of my voice is just imbued with a sense of joy, a spark of hopefulness as they embark on yet another wonderful day, another journey on how can this day be amazing and can be of service. So I release with gratitude, much gratitude, this energy of love surrounded with wholeness and joy for all on the planet. I let it go, I let it be, and so it is. Ashe.
Amen. Amen. This is a song by Stevie Wonder. People keep on learning. Soldiers, oh, don't keep on going. World, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Powers keep on lying, while your people keep on dying. But the world's gonna keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. No, 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 no. I'm so glad loving. Believers, keep on believing. All you sleepers, time to stop that sleeping. Oh, 'cause it won't be too long. Won't be too long. I'm so glad that you let me try it again. 'Cause the last time I heard, I hit a whole world of sin. I'm so glad that I know that I knew that. Gonna keep on trying till I reach a higher ground. La 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 la. I am so glad that you let me try it again. The last time around, I hit a whole world of sin. I'm so glad that I know more than I knew that. Gonna keep on trying till I reach a higher ground. Nothing's gonna bring me down, no, till I reach my highest ground. Till I reach my highest ground. Na, 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 na.
Woo! Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that was so wonderful. Ah, Leah, you knock it out of the park every time. And thank you, Charlene, for the wonderful message today. Now is the time that we bless the donations that are shared with our center today. As you heard in our opening video, we believe in the law of circulation. So we are a tithing community. The donations that are shared with our center bless everyone, those who give and those who receive. You can look at the screen. Odds are you already found something that works for you. We appreciate your donations so much. We can do what we do because of your support. We also contribute to our home organization, as well as other organizations that support our vision of helping to create a world that works for everyone. So with that being said, take your donation. Maybe it's physical, maybe it's just virtual like me. I just give automatically each month. However you're giving, just place your hands over your heart and join us in the blessing of our gifts. The presence of Spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. And so it is. And Charlene, as I say that, I was thinking back to that story you told, when you live that life, that I bring gladness in the life of everyone I contact. No matter what town you're living in, you're going to have a good experience. All right, with that being said, so Dream Study is meeting on alternating Saturdays, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the next one will be this coming Saturday, June 29th. So if you're interested in meeting up with Charlene and her friends, you want to share your dreams, you want to explore, you want to learn how our subconscious, we're always receiving messages and guidance. And sometimes we need a little help interpreting our dreams to find those messages. So join Charlene and her friends next Saturday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I think that's all we have as far as announcements. I do want to remind you that if you can, please stay after we do our closing affirmation. We do something called Pearls, where we share those little nuggets of the service or the meditation or the music that Julie just spoke to our hearts and minds. If you're a visitor, stay so that you can introduce yourself. We'd love to officially greet you. But before we get to all that good stuff, we're going to do our closing affirmation. So once again, please put your hands over your heart. Remember all those powerful I am messages that we said in the beginning of our service today in that meditation. Just remember, you are abundant, you are whole, you are perfect, you are blessed, and you are loved. So join me by saying, I am love. All right, now look at somebody who's near you or like I said in the beginning, how you can just send this out. We believe that we're all connected. So send out a message to someone in the room with you or far away. You are loved. And now put your hands up in the air and join me in our very last one, something that we call love sprinkles. It's all love. It is all love. Wonderful. So thank you so much for joining us, taking a little bit out of time out of your day to be with us. If you can stay, please hang out with us. And if you can't stay today, we understand, but we send you off with our love and with our blessings. Thank you, everyone.